That's hard.
In fact, it's not even accepted.
Oh, it is.
We're blessed.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So whatever you're eating and drinking, just, and I also must say, we also need to appreciate her husband. He must be giving her a lot of peace of mind.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes with that as well. Yeah, because you can't be with somebody for 30 years now, and you think there's nothing that you're getting from him or each other that makes you look the way you're looking, or
Okay.
So there's something that is definitely from him.
Yes, I hope husbands are listening, and I hope husbands are watching. Maybe one day we should host him, and he could give us tips on how to be a good husband and a supportive one.
Sure.
So Agatha, now, previously we knew you as an artist in the mainstream industry, and now you're an artist in the
Heartbreaker
gospel
days, yeah.
Yes, and maybe before we talk about the Heartbreaker days, can we just have one or two of her previous songs so you can understand her journey, how long, I mean, where we've come from and where we are today? Yes?
The song they remember, I think, is Heartbreaker.
Heartbreaker.
Yeah.
Yes, we actually have the Heartbreaker. Yes, that was a great throwback. But yeah, so what was life like then, and what is life like now that you're a gospel artist, and what inspired you to cross
into gospel?
Yes.
Yeah, back then, when you're starting out and you've always sung when you're a child, and kindergarten days you're singing, so you always know you're a singer. So after giving birth to my kids, and they were like a little bit bigger, and you're a housewife. First of all, I began off a housewife. I didn't begin off like working. Then you get bored, and you're like, is this it? I need to be doing something with the music or doing something with this. So I started writing songs. I started writing Coming to Life. Some songs we don't have them like recorded. But then when I wrote these songs, I just thought maybe let me just go on stage and do them. Not defining yourself, just jumping onto the bandwagon. And then when I was there, I started saying, is this really what I wanted to do? Because the newspapers, the attacks that come through the music industry. Oh, she's married. Oh, how can you let your wife be singing? And so I started saying, this is not exactly what I wanted to do. So let me just first pull back and breathe and define myself as my children grow. So in the process, while my children were growing, one of them challenged me, challenged us as a family, because her curriculum needed to be different. She wasn't going to go to school the regular way. She wanted some special care. So the pulling back that I thought I was going to pull back and find myself, come back into the music, took me longer, because now you have a special child that you have to
take care
of, like hands-on, eyes-on.
Yeah.
Took me longer to come back. So now she has found herself, she's flourishing and thriving, and all of them, even my 20-year-old now is going to university.
Nice.
So they've the older ones graduated. She also now found her place with our help, my help, hands-on, and the younger one who's going to university. So when I turned 50 last year on my birthday party, they said, Mom, you need to go back and pick up yourself. You lost yourself while you're trying to find us.
Nice.
And now we are working. My son, Papa, said, Mom, I'm going to university. You can stay hovering around us. Go pick up yourself. Mom, we see you. There's something that you need to do.
Wow.
Then I remembered, oh, when I paused this, I really wanted to define the kind of music I wanted to do. And because I've been doing the gospel show on Vision Radio, because as you do the show, you're listening to music,
Yes.
the gospel music, and you're talking to people, and you see yourself impacting them, and then you start to know that my calling is here.
Yes.
That's true. That's right.
So the music is playing, the words, the gospel words are ministering to you, and then you'll end up saying, this is it. So that's how I transitioned. First I did Heartbreak and all that, paused. My children, one of them really needed me hands-on, like I said,
Yes.
and then now I'm back. They pushed me, Mom, go find yourself.
Wow.
We can now handle, go find yourself.
Wow.
So I thank them a lot.
Oh, that's very interesting.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
And, you remember that there's a time we were talking about the influence of music
Yes.
into people's lives. Now imagine if she wasn't within the circles of listening to gospel music, we would be having talent misplaced. In this
Yes,
case.
yes, yes.
Yes.
It's because I was in the gospel show
Yes.
and ministering to people on air, and when you see how they have received the gospel show in Mbarara, you know, I'm like, wow, this is the calling.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it defined me, and now I'm back. I have 3 projects coming up that are gospel that I absolutely love.
And you're more peaceful in this other side.
You can't go wrong. You have to end up being peaceful. You will be crying in that show. You'll be weeping. Your hands will be up, and you'll be saying, "Thank you, Lord." It's amazing.
Maybe I need to ask something, Q.
Yeah.
And when you were doing Simeone, African Woman, Heartbreaker, was your husband as supportive as he is with you today? Was he in the background still?
Yeah, he was. He has always been supportive, because he's like, "Oh, this one, okay. Oh, okay. Now you're saying what? This one, okay. So which one is it?" Then he's like, "So now which one is it? Which one? Which one?" I'm like, just. I'm on a journey, because when you're going through a journey,
True.
it's you going through the journey. They don't know what you're going through. Sometimes they might get the cue that maybe she's disturbed or what, but sometimes you're the only one who can define your journey, and then all they have to do is just follow and okay. So now we are going gospel. Okay, let's go.
Wow.
Yeah, but
That's nice.
But he's also spiritual, so at the end of the day, he's like, "Oh, I think this is much better." Yeah. The peace it brought me, the peace it brings me, the show we do on the radio, it's like, yeah, go for it.
Okay. Now, if you're to compare back in the days when you're doing this worldly music and now that you're doing gospel music, on the gospel side of things, are there challenges that you can face on this side that maybe when you compare with the previous life, there's something different, or what basically the difference in balance between the two in terms of the challenges faced when you're doing the secular music and the gospel music right now?
So far, I haven't done a lot of gospel music and gospel shows. I'm just starting out. But the peace already that I feel, because I think when the calling is there, there's a peace. It's not the same as back then. The hustle is really not the same. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you know, when she mentioned that while she doing the shows at the radio, she gets into that spiritual realm of worshiping, and you know, her hands are up there, and we want to know, can you just tell us, according to you, what is worship? What is?
According to me,
Yes.
you strike a wavelength that your heart is at the right time, at the right place with your relationship with Jesus. So I really can't explain it, but it just strikes, and then you are arms in the air, because you start thinking about your history, what the Lord has taken you through, and who He is to you. And then you just can't hold it back. You will be on the floor crying. I don't know if that's what worship is, but I think that's what worship is at the end of the day, because there's a wavelength that is struck. You know how they say that there's a wavelength or musical wavelength that strikes and it can shatter windows and break down it because of the right timing of things. So when I have the relationship I have with Jesus Christ now, and that music playing, and my thoughts going around my history, my children, my family, you will be weeping.
Wow.
Because you love Him and He loves you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about this your latest project.
Tembea na Yesu.
Yes.
Yeah.
First of all, let's just look into the nitty-gritties of that song. One, what inspired it as a song? Because once you've gone into self-reflection, you've gone off the scene for a long time. Normally, your comeback song is not just ordinary. It has something behind it that pushes you to whatever words you write down for that song. So, what is the inspiration behind this latest song of yours?
Okay, first of all, Yese is the one who wrote it.
Yeah.
But when you see the words, we were talking together and we said, He's Almighty Father and He's the one who has held me this far.
Okay.
And He's the only one who will help me go through the storms. And He's the only one who has helped me go through the storms. My child, the one I was talking about,
Yes.
It got stormy at one point. So He's the only one who makes you go through the storms. He's the only one who... So you get somebody to write a good song for you. Yesi, like I said, is the one who wrote it. So we were like talking together and he's like, okay, let's do this. So you're working with Jesus, right? Yes. Do you know Kiswahili? I said, yes, I know Kiswahili. I actually went to school in Nairobi back then. So I know Kiswahili. So it's like, okay, let's do this.
Wow.
Tembea na Yesu, let's tembea na Yesu. I was like, salute.
And actually, it's a beautiful song. Someone we played just before we got on air. It's one of those songs that cut across. So you're not really speaking to a Ugandan audience only, but it also pushes across the borders to Kenya and Tanzania. And it's amazing because you're breaking through those barriers.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah.
Well, that is it right here. We're still here, NTV GXP going on right here. We are still having a good